The Wolfpack, baby, well, it's only just begun. Howling at the moon, we found abundance in the sun. Wolfpack, 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 Wolfpack. Life is beautiful, ay. Life is beautiful, what? And life is beautiful. Life is beautiful. Life is beautiful.
This is real.
Yeah, life is.
All right. Bit of an intro. This is the Wolfpack podcast by Kootenai Yoga School. Hit the webpage. There's details on their programs, KootenaiYogaSchool.com, but also a reunion tour. A reunion for every past grad in January in Bali. Is there a way of getting in on that? Does anybody know if there's a way of getting in on that if you're not a past grad? I guess we could maybe put in a good word for you with Lisa.
Ooh, good question. VIP only, maybe.
Who doesn't want to go to Bali? Come on. We're already having technical difficulties, Sarah.
I hear that. What's that?
That's gotta be your haunted environment.
It can't be.
Hang on. Why is that happening?
It's so
Well,
We can start again.
we might have to start again.
That's you, Andrew.
Oh, it is 'cause
Andrew,
you're
your
silent.
yeah,
connections-
you're not talking.
Your connection's messed up, Andrew. Go in and out, Andrew.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew, go in and out. We can't hear a word you're saying.
I can't hear you.
Nothing. It's you.
Andrew, pull out.
Keep pointing at yourself. It works.
Yeah, this is definitely a yoga podcast.
It's also Mercury retrograde, guys. It's super ambitious.
You
Keep
gotta,
doing it. Keep doing it.
Andrew, jump out. Jump out, Andrew. No, physically jump out of the program. It's going to be the death of me.
Oh, God.
Finally.
You know what? That's karma. That's karma. I'll tell you what that is. Because Andrew was making fun of Sarah's setup, right? 'Cause she's in a trailer in the woods. Some guy, Glenn, is holding her hostage. So we knew that Sarah was going to be a problem. And then, of course, Andrew is
Andrew's
the
the
problem
problem.
right out of the gate. Yeah, of course he is.
We still don't know where he is.
I don't know where he went. He jumped out too far.
All right. Well, we'll wait for Andrew to come back. Okay, there he is. All right. What I want to do to start things off,
Test 1, 2.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, you're good.
Can you hear me?
You're good. What I wanted to
Wait,
do.
hold up. Did you guys hear nothing I said in the first hole?
Dude,
Absolutely
it was
nothing.
madness. It was like alien static.
It was like,
What a blessing. I feel birthed again.
Okay. All right. Okay. So
I said
we're
all
not
the wrong
re-recording. We're not re-recording. We're just gonna go.
Okay.
This is
Yes.
gonna be
Go.
the state of this podcast, I believe. So we might as well just roll with it.
raw.
Okay. So
things. Perfect.
we just did the intro. Kootenai Yoga School is bringing you this podcast. We are going to do this on the full moons. This is Monday, August 19th, and the full moon is tonight. This is the Sturgeon moon, or EJ, the Aquarius moon.
Hell yeah, it is. I was gonna
Oh,
say
hell
that
yeah.
too.
It's a
Come
blue
on,
moon. Can you
baby.
explain that? Can you explain
give
the
us-
blue moon?
Do you know
Sarah?
much about this, EJ? Can you give us a rundown on what the moons, the blue moon
Ooh.
versus the Sturgeon moon versus the Aquarius moon? Why is it called three different things?
So
I know it's Aquarius because it's in Aquarius. Blue moon, Sarah, doesn't that just mean it's the second full moon of the month?
of the month, exactly.
Legit.
Okay.
I have no idea what the sturgeon is.
I think the
Because
sturgeon
it's
is
the time to
indigenous.
catch them. Yeah. So at least in Canada, it's the time like on the Fraser River you would catch the sturgeon fish.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
So,
hi.
Back yours.
okay.
Abundance
makes
of
sense.
plenty is this moon.
Abundance
Well, that
of
makes
plenty, super. It's closer to the earth than usual.
sense based on sturgeon as well, because sturgeon would have been plentiful at this time as well, right? So
Yeah.
so even though everyone's talking about it differently, or it's coming from different sort of sources, there's sort of a connection there. I
So that's
do
why I
want
can't
to
breathe.
start with an intro so that people get to know who we are. I'll go first because mine's simple. 30 years broadcasting. I've been kind of podcasting. People have seen me on podcasts, but that's been a recent development, maybe 4 or 5 years now. And I'm in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and I met these fine folks in my yoga journeys after getting downsized in my industry back in February. So I feel like just meeting them a couple of times, feel like I've known these people my whole life. So that's sort of the impetus of the podcast. We'll get into it a bit more. But EJ, where are you? Who are you? And why are you here?
Who am I? I'm in Breckenridge, Colorado. I'm a yoga teacher. I do sound healing stuff. I don't know what else to say. I've been teaching yoga for a long time. That's how I met this squad too. I'm stoked. What else should I say?
Have you ever done anything like this? Have you ever done a podcast or anything like that, EJ?
Can you tell? Fuck.
Shit.
Wait, can we swear?
Well, we just opened the door to that.
Yeah, what are the rules on that?
We'll bleep it
No,
out
we're
if it's
fine.
not allowed.
Yeah, we'll deal with that, and we'll deal with that with the delay.
Dang, 6 minutes in. All right.
Well, this isn't officially 6 minutes because it took us 4 minutes to get Andrew back. So
I had to jump out, but then I came back.
yeah. Okay, Sarah, you're next.
Okay, I'm Sarah. I am from Vancouver, Canada. Right now, I am in a really small town called Pavilion, the town of Pavilion in Canada. It's on Pavilion Lake, and yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere. I am a yoga teacher, and I love nature, so I'm usually out in these kind of places. And this is my first podcast that I have ever done. I was on Lochlin's podcast one time to talk about our alien experience. But yeah, other than that, this is the first time I ever did a podcast.
And is Glenn being good to you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Good
Yeah,
answer.
he's here. He's very, like, friendly ghost.
Let you out every once in a while.
Every once in a while, but not often.
All right, Andrew, you're up.
Greetings. Let's see where to start. I feel a little bit nervous. You know, I'm grateful to have all you guys as friends, and I think this will be a good journey. But like anything that's fulfilling, I just feel a little bit nervous. The full moon, it's hard to breathe. But a little bit about myself. I grew up in the Bay Area and then moved to San Diego, chasing a life a little bit more filled with wellness and nature and the ocean. Through that, I became a surf instructor, which was really just that to start, a way to make money and be outside. And then that naturally phased into me hosting my own Airbnb experience, where I started to dive into meditation, yoga, breath work, all things that really branch into like energy work that actually help you become very skilled and powerful in the ocean. So that led me towards breath work, meditation, yoga. And then towards the end of my journey there, I decided I was going to go to get my YTT 200 in Joshua Tree, where I met this beautiful, beautiful tribe, and just continue to deepen my practice. And yeah, throughout it all, I've been a musician, so I'm releasing music all the time. I like to play the ukulele. We got a live show on September 1st in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little bit about me.
In Saskatoon, Gathering of the Hearts.
Gathering of
Yes.
Hearts. Yeah.
If you Google
Yoga
that, you
and
can get some. Yeah, you can get some information about that. That is, I think it starts at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon and goes till 9. Andrew, you're playing live.
Playing live. I'm gonna bring just the ukulele.
Yeah.
Are you?
Just the
Okay.
uke, and then I'm gonna bring our guy Locke up to play harmonica for the middle of the set. Do a
And the
couple
intro
covers.
at the beginning of the podcast, you wrote and produced in the last week quickly. So
Yes, and it's coming out on September 2nd on the new moon. And yeah, so we're just gonna blast off into new music and new opportunities in this chapter.
okay,
Mhm.
so intros are done, and what I want to do.
Like, can I do it again?
I
Like,
hear
can we
it
do it?
No.
How do I make myself seem cool? I don't
Dude,
know.
we were so much cooler before they hit record. For
I
anyone
know.
who's listening, we were hilarious 10 minutes ago.
I know we were rocking it.
We were so good.
Yeah.
Dude, now I'm all serious and stuff. I'm sorry, guys. I hope you're having a great day. Life isn't that serious. Oh, shit.
Okay, now we're
Dude,
we're
I
gonna deal
swore.
with
Sorry.
on the podcast. We're gonna deal with one topic every session, right? And this one is a little lofty, especially for a first podcast topic. We'll also have guests occasionally. If you want to be on the podcast, find a way to reach out to one of us. My Twitter account is below. You can send me DMs; they're open. You know who I want to get,
He's
Sarah?
not single, though, ladies.
Yeah.
He's not single.
Not.
He's
Don't
loyal.
slip into my DMs.
Loyalest guy I've ever met.
Do
Annoyingly loyal.
by the way, I one guest that I'd like to get, and you know what? Maybe we can manifest it by saying it out loud. Sarah, you know the guy, the meditation guy with the star,
Yogi Brian.
Yeah.
Yogi Brian.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
He's awesome. I love his inner child meditations on Spotify.
I'll be avoiding that.
I bet
Your
you
favorite.
will.
Oh my god.
It will
And
make
he
you feel
swears
something
too.
for sure.
He's EJ. He swears as well.
Right,
Right.
kindred spirit right there.
You'll have a kindred
Swears
spirit.
a lot.
I don't think I've heard him talk for more than a minute without saying fuck.
I
The
know.
guy is, yeah, he's awesome. He also
I think
is
it's-
highly fascinated with his nipples.
I haven't seen the
Oh,
nipples.
I
Did
haven't
we see
noticed
the
that.
nipples?
I see clips of him all the time talking about focusing on your nipples.
He's not
So-
going to come on the podcast now because we talked about his nipples.
He strikes me as a Pierce Nipples guy, no?
I could see
don't
that.
know.
So it could be.
He's a good follow. He's very interesting. And you know what? I think it's interesting to have somebody like him on because one of the impetuses for this podcast was that the four of us are all fairly unique individuals, and we come from very different backgrounds. And I think the idea of the yoga community has been a little bit tainted in that everybody has this picture of somebody who does yoga. And I think the walls, those perceptions are coming down a little bit, and more people are getting involved in it. You know, someone that listens to Tool and drinks beer every night might be into yoga, right? And so I think there's definitely a kind of a change, a shift, and different types of personalities and authentic, types of personalities are getting involved in yoga. And that's the thing that kind of excited me about this last 3-4 months with me going to Joshua Tree with Andrew for my YTT, and then meeting you guys, and then doing that off-grid program in the Kootenays. There's different types of people that are drawn to this, and everyone's practice looks a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
Totally. I think yoga gets a really interesting rap in the Western world. Like there's this kind of namaste enlightened culture from it. And I think when you strip it down and look at what the actual approach is, it's really just figuring out how to get yourself feeling good from the inside. And then
Mm.
once you're feeling good from the inside, you can address the world in a much more present and powerful way. And then it helps everyone coexist. Um, and yeah, I do feel like, you know, you guys are a couple of the first yogis I met that just feel like humans who've
Mm.
like found a system to help liberate their like internal dialogue and their internal system. Um, and that's why I love kicking it with you guys, because you would think we're working like some regular 9 to 5 type job the way that we mess around after hours, but we get up and we get to it and we show up with purpose.
Well, when I first went to the YTT in Joshua Tree, Andrew picked me up at the airport in Palm Springs, and we had a couple of hours in the car ride to Joshua Tree, the compound as I was calling it.
Yeah, you
And I
gotta
was
tell them the
nervous.
story.
Should I say it now?
You just
Yeah.
let them know. It's
Yes.
I need to hear it again. It both kills me and liberates me.
Well, I may have been maybe a little too honest with Andrew one night when we were intoxicated. And I informed him that car ride in was one of the longer car rides of my life because I was highly annoyed by Andrew.
It still hurts. It still hurts.
I was like, oh my God, who is this fucking kid?
His accent. Oh no.
Yeah. It was the accent and the surfer dude, and I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be a long 2 weeks.
Did we all meet Andrew in a car ride? Because that was how I met
That's
you.
the way you meet Andrew.
Yeah.
It's the
Like
only
Howard.
way to meet.
It's the only way.
Yeah.
The only way. He picks you up on the side of the road. Get in. Where are you going, dude?
Yeah.
So if you're
And then we
watching
got-
this and you see me, let me in.
Yeah.
We got to Joshua Tree, and we went into the main area where they do the cooking and the meetings and all that kind of stuff. And there was a ukulele hanging on the wall, and Andrew had neglected to tell me in the car ride to Joshua Tree that he was a musician. He sort of just avoided it, but he grabbed the ukulele and he goes, I always wanted to learn this. And I'm like, oh, you're a musician? And then I said, I brought my harmonicas. And then Andrew said something, and immediately I was like, okay, I can be friends with this kid. He goes, I didn't bring my guitar because I didn't want to be that annoying guy doing Goo Goo Dolls tunes at the campfire at night. He goes, but I'm going to teach myself how to play ukulele. Literally went away, came back like 4 hours later, and he goes, I think I got this, and was literally playing ukulele better than anybody I'd ever heard play ukulele. And then we became fast friends. We were bunk mates. We were staying in the trailer. They put us in the same trailer, and we became fast friends. Ended up in the Kootenai Yogas. But again, very different. Everybody there was very different. And then Sarah came strolling in shortly afterwards, danced her way into the compound, and immediately I was like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
As soon as I met Sarah, I was, and I don't know what it is about you, Sarah, but you give people permission to be themselves when you enter a space, and it's a real gift of yours, and it calmed me down immediately. And I'm not just saying that, I mean that. And I think anybody who's met you will agree with me about that. And because I had this idea that I was, square peg round hole in the yoga community. And as soon as you and I ended up chatting, I was like, oh no, there's a place for me here. I can actually be myself, and I can do this. And we lost Andrew.
Not again.
Oh no.
He'll come back. He'll figure it out. But I definitely want to thank you for that. Right. Like I really appreciated that. And that sort of has led to why we're actually doing this in, full circle back to that moment.
Yeah.
Should we jump into our topic?
The nitty gritty.
Am I
EJ
unfrozen? I'm having some technical issues.
No, you're fine, Andrew. You're fine.
You're fine now.
Okay. Good to be
Is-
back.
The internet connection's not great in Turkey.
No, my master only lets me get Wi-Fi for a certain amount of time in the morning.
At least you're still getting water and bread.
Yeah, you're doing okay.
EJ, do you want to start? I don't know why, but I feel like we need to start with you.
There's some favorites already going on in this circle.
Yeah, I feel it, and I feel so unprepared. So
I love that she goes first. It really loosens me up.
we'll set the bar high, guys, so it'll be great.
No pressure, but just the 3 things that would save humanity.
Yes. That's our
thing.
lofty
I have
goal.
4, and I was like, just wing it with the top 3 that you feel called to do. Man,
you're stuck on a 4th. You could add a bonus thing, like if it's not too heavy.
I have a bonus thing. I have a bonus thing too. So yeah, I do.
Wait, but yours was really good. So Locke taught a class in Canada and listed these 3 things, and I think he made the whole class cry. I teared up in the beginning. So I feel like we should end with you, Locke. Make them all cry.
Yeah.
Okay. I doubt people are going to cry when I do mine, but
okay, no one's going to cry for mine. 3 steps to save humanity. Was it steps or just things?
I think it's you could interpret it as you heard it.
Okay, great. So things.
Your 3-part plan to save mankind. That's what it is, EJ.
Plan. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
I also did a bit different of a thing.
Okay. All right.
It's all gonna work. It's all gonna work. It's fine.
We all have problems with instruction following, so
we're good teachers and not good followers.
We're independent thinkers.
Yeah, I read the question and then interpreted it to my own question and then reflected for a week on the question.
Which totally makes sense because this was your idea, Andrew.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
So it was Andrew's idea, and then he changed the rules as he went into it.
Love this.
Then didn't give us a heads up.
Yep.
Okay, EJ, what's your 3-part plan to save mankind?
Okay, so let's just let it be known that I interpreted this as 3 things that everyone could do, and it'll save humanity, help humanity. First one is learn to accept all parts of you, or just self-acceptance. That's self-explanatory, right? Mm-hmm. I had a teacher that said the first step to self-love is self-acceptance. So if you're constantly looking at yourself and thinking, this isn't right, this isn't right, this isn't right, you'll never change and you're always kind of stuck. But the second you shift and you just accept, this is me, it leads you towards self-love. It can help you change, but it can't if there's parts of you that you're denying. Yeah?
Yeah. Love that.
EJ, you don't give yourself enough credit. That was awesome.
Oh, thanks. I got 2 more.
Okay. All right.
Okay. This one, number 2, was inspired by a conversation we had in Canada, but you should be good friends with people that you disagree with. So it's not you should be good friends with people where your core values don't match, nothing like that, but people where they say something and you're like, ooh, I don't really agree with that, but I still love and really accept this person, and maybe I'll change the way I'm thinking. The more that we can be around people that we don't agree with, I think it's so important because we live in such we were talking about this, culture where if you say something wrong, you're canceled, or if you open up your Instagram and you start scrolling, you can cater it to feed your own beliefs. And you're never really seeing anything outside of what you believe. Good friends with people you disagree with.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's really good.
Are you crying?
I disagree.
Not yet.
Andrew, yes. That's all I wanted to
disagree
hear.
more. That I just don't agree.
I'm feeling a little triggered, but I also feel seen.
Wow, I like this. This is a new map for me.
All right, you got one more, EJ.
Okay, the last one. It's become the master of your mind. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
This is
So
really
Alan
good
Watts
stuff.
has this quote that says, or he said, the mind is a really great servant, but it's a terrible master. One thing that kind of takes the pressure off is the Yoga Sutras. We all know this. It was like 2,500 years ago. And the first step toward yoga, or the second sutra, they say yoga is the stilling of the fluctuation of the mind stuff. So they knew 2,500 years ago, this mind thing is a fucking problem. If we can get rid of this mind or move past the mind or become the witness, that's how we find spirituality. That's how we find truth. So if you master, I guess it could be a Yoda thing too. Master your mind, or be the master of your mind.
Does it have a little Star Wars like tinge to it? Yeah, I'm okay
Your
with
master,
that.
or your mind, you must master. Right? Is that how we would say it?
Yeah, it's like a Mexican version of Yoda. I like that.
All right, so swearing and a touch of racism from EJ.
I know.
Wow.
I'm gonna get canceled after this. I just know.
Can I go back to your number two? Can I go back to your number two?
Back to number two.
I'd like to just add something that that I've been dealing with lately. And I agree with you. I think you have to go out of your way to open your your perceptions, and that's good by listening and including people that have different opinions than you. And at the end of the day, we don't all align perfectly, but the one thing that I've been trying to do is like sort of cut out that negative. I
think you should segue to your 3 points, Locke, because
you want me to jump into mine? Okay.
Yeah, because you're kind of on that topic.
Well, I just want to say I have been removing negative influences from my life.
Ooh.
And it's been something that I've been sort of seeking more positive people, because I feel like my type of personality, I'm very cynical, and I can get sucked into a negative space, and then I'll sit there for too long, right? And just in the last 4, 5, 6 months with this sort of latest sort of journey that I've been on, I have been meeting people like you and people that are very positive and good energy. And I feel like it's bringing something different out of me. Right. Yeah. And I come from an industry where there's a lot of negativity right now because of the state of the industry. It's not even because of the people in it, but because of what's happening to it. And so I was living in this like really negative space and you don't see yourself in it. Right. And then all of a sudden, when you get, a door opens or an opportunity presents itself, and you get around different types of energies, it's like, oh, what am I doing? I'm wasting so much time in this negative space, and I'm probably a part of the problem as well. And so I've been very self-aware about that the last 3, 4, 5, 6 months, and I've been trying to make some changes. So I totally agree with you, EJ, in that you have to, I think, find people that you don't always agree with, and learn to be in a room, in a space with them. But if that person is really negative, it can suck the life out of you.
Yeah.
Right? Is that fair to say?
Stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to change your 3-part plan, but anyway, I just want to.
You can have an asterisk.
Yeah.
Unless.
What EJ, well, at least the way I interpreted what EJ was saying is that people that have core values the same. So your energy is aligned, but you're able to disagree. Like maybe you have different perspectives, different points of view. I feel that in our group. Like we're aligned at the core, which it's super healing to be around energy like this when we're in alignment with each other, and we kind of like it's the easiest way actually to like fill yourself up with good energy is to be around people who align with like your core values and like who you really are. But then you're able to have all these different perspectives and like disagree or just like see things from a different way. But because you like resonate so well with the person or the people, the group, then it's like you can see things from their perspective easily, even if it's not something that you maybe would have thought of yourself.
You said that
absolutely.
perfectly. Like you feel safe enough with your squad where it's okay to have disagreements. You like won't get kicked out of the pack.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And I think also, I think there will be a point where you feel comfortable sharing things you might not necessarily share in another setting as well.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
because I told you guys stuff that I just don't share very often with people.
Same.
Right? Yeah.
You're softening up a little bit, Locke. It's beautiful to watch.
I possibly did. Yes.
You almost made it all the way through my yoga class.
I did leave a little early. Your 7-hour Kundalini on the
hill. Come to my chamber if you dare.
EJ did what was your practice where everyone was crying and I got up?
It was an inner child meditation.
That was an inner child meditation.
Yeah.
I sat up, everyone's bawling. I looked at EJ and I'm like,
it's a badge of honor if you get Locke out of your class.
That's what you said, and I was like, tight.
If you're doing something right if he's running.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I actually went, by the way, guys, I went to a yin class last week.
You did?
Holy shit.
By yourself?
Yes. Yeah, I went.
On your own?
On my own without coercion. Yeah. It was horrible.
In a good way?
What was the worst part? How long was it?
Yeah.
Well, it was like a 60-minute flow, and the first half 30 was hatha, and then the last 7 hours was yin. So.
We're like, that's a dream. Locke's like, get me the fuck out of here.
Wonderful. Yeah.
I'm trying to expand my practice a bit, so I've been trying to open myself up to. Okay, so Andrew wanted me to jump in with my 3-part plan to save mankind.
Yes, everyone grab a box of tissues.
I'll be quick because people that know me and who are maybe tuning in to watch this podcast, the Wolfpack podcast, have probably heard me say this and will just find it annoying. Whenever I do this in front of my children, they roll their eyes. But I will say this. I want to say this out loud. I actually fucking believe this. I 100% believe that if everyone did this, that it would save mankind. I'm dead serious. I mean, everybody has to do it, and it's not easy. So step number 1, figure out who you are. Okay. Mm-hmm. Step number 2, learn to live with that person. Step number 3, the judgment piece. Stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. Now, that my sort of bonus 4th thing is that when you're learning to figure out who you are, you also need to learn to love yourself as well. And that's that sort of next piece I got from Sarah when we talked about my flow when I did it in the Kootenays, and that's a good thing. I think people need to learn to love themselves. So that's my 3-part plan to save mankind.
It
crushes. We should have ended with you, Locke.
I know.
No. I think
Sarah, go ahead. You follow that up.
Andrew changed the rules, so he wants to go last.
So Locke's way is the way.
Yeah. Just so you guys know, we sign off on Locke's way.
Yeah.
And our answers are suggestions.
Yes, exactly.
Sarah, I really want to hear Sarah's.
Yeah.
Okay. Mine is similar to yours, Locke, but it's just said a little differently. But the first thing, so the first step, is that everybody takes responsibility for their life. So everything in your life is up to you, how it looks, how everything unfolds. You just take responsibility that you are the creator of your life.
I like
Second
that.
step.
Woo.
Second step, don't compare it to anybody else. So this is kind of the same as like EJ and Locke saying, like, you don't compare yourself. Know yourself, love yourself the way you are, and don't worry about what anybody else is doing.
Mm-hmm. That's
The
huge.
third step is to come from a thinking mind to a state of feeling. And I see the way to do this is through breathing and yoga, particularly breathing. When we breathe, we have to be present and feeling our body when we breathe. So if you could say, like, learn to breathe, or at least change from a state of thinking to a state of feeling. And I think if everybody was activated in a state of feeling, we wouldn't even have to do anything else, because people would act in a different way completely. We would live a different life.
I love it.
Yeah, that's huge. I got to sit with that, Sarah.
Yeah.
It's kind of same as what you guys said.
It is similar, but it's also very poignant on its own.
Yeah.
The one thing that I'd like to add to that is that I think people also need to be open to the idea of mindfulness in your own sort of way. And
Your
that's
own way, for sure.
that, because I make fun of the yin, the crazy yin people, and the Kundalini practice that Andrew did, because I can't sit there. I can't sit in that space in my own, this thing.
Yeah.
And so, but I have
Well,
my own moments of
I would venture
mindfulness.
to say you can. You can.
I can. I shouldn't say I can't. I've been trying to attempt to get there in different forms, but like for me, the asana practice, the movement, I get a sense of meditative sort of state from being there. When I'm playing music, I'm very much in that moment, very present in that moment. So I have times in my life where I can activate that side of myself. And I think people get frustrated. I have been, because I've been doing yoga now since I was 40. So, over 10 years now. And whenever the breath work, or, the slowing down of the practice starts, I get anxious, because I'm like, I need to be the guy that's meditating right now. And I'm like, I'm not that guy. And so I almost get in my own way. But if you're self-aware enough to realize what it is in your life, and it might be a walk with the damn dog, right?
Yeah.
I think where we get caught up, especially in the yoga world, is that you have to be something, or you have to get somewhere that you might not be comfortable getting right now with where you are in life, based on everyone else's expectations.
I think there's this idea of what meditation should look like.
Yes.
And you're sitting down in a seat, but just like you were saying, like, meditation for you could be the second the harmonica hits your lips, your mind is nowhere else but with that harmonica. That's meditation. Riding your bike, playing your ukulele. Sarah, where are you right now? Chilling in the hammock on the lake.
Yeah, that's my meditation daily.
Anything that makes you present, you're doing it. You're doing it.
Yeah.
I like yours. I like the thinking mind to the feeling mind.
And take responsibility for your life.
Yes, you're the creator. It's all up to you.
Yeah.
You can do anything.
All right. This has been huge for EJ today.
I know. Sarah's rocking my world.
Always. She speaks
all right,
with the
Andrew.
experience of 1,000 lives.
Yeah.
The pressure is on you, my friend. You get to wrap this
Let's
up.
hear it,
Oh, the
Andrew.
good
What you
rapper
got?
upper. Okay,
Woohoo!
so number
Woo!
one, a personal favorite. Everybody, mandatory, required 1 hour of alone time before you address the world.
Ooh.
This is your
Love
time to
it.
do your stretching, your breath work, whatever it is to help get your chi going, your energy, your life force. Because I think
Mhm.
we can all relate. Like if you get up and just go into the world, you get too entangled
Mm,
with all the different energies.
mm.
I think it's super
Yeah.
important to get up, protect your energy before you go and give it to everybody else. So that's rule
Mhm.
number one. Rule number two, I'm gonna bend the rules a little. It's a two-parter. It's a two-parter. You have to always know why you're living, your purpose. And the
Mm.
second part, you have to have something you're getting up and working towards. That's what to me a purpose is. And it can be as simple as like I'm supposed to be here for my family right now, or like I'm supposed to learn the ukulele. Like I
Mhm.
think we can get lost in like, oh, some like hierarching purpose, but there's actually small, beautiful purposes entangled through life. And I think finding that like helps us all just feel more present and like there's a reason you're here, which just feels good internally. And so the second part of this is if you don't know your why, the government will pay for however much time you need to go into a field. They'll also supply any psychedelics or any medicinal plants, only plants, no man-made anything. Any plants you may need to go and explore and figure out why. So you
Mhm.
feel like you're supported in a world of everyone knowing why they're here. Um,
You're
and
changing
then
the government now.
and then my my third one is processed food should be banned. Like there, it should not
Mhm.
exist. It cannot exist. I'm not strong enough to avoid it. A lot of people aren't even aware they're eating it 24/7.
No.
Totally.
But this is like, yeah, I think these three steps, it'll clear your mind enough for all the important stuff to happen. Like, so rather than focusing on like too many crazy mental concepts, it's a similar point to y'all where like get up, figure out why you're here, get your
Mhm.
shit right, and then go address the world. And then I think we can all get somewhere if we're in touch with ourselves.
I'm glad you
Yes.
wrapped this up, Andrew. I like it.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I really like it. And I think like a purpose, it could even be enjoyment. Like your purpose could be to enjoy your life.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I had a friend of mine reached out to me the other day and asked me to throw some harmonica on a song he's producing. So
Yes.
I went down and hung out at his home studio, and like for the first hour we started to have a very deep, I don't know what happened. Like I walked in and it was just like he was just waiting for me to show up so he could just like unload. And it was, I could tell it was very sort of cathartic for him. And he must have had like 3 cigarettes in an hour too. But he's been going through a lot in the last year, and he's found something, and he doesn't know what to call it, but he's had this sort of epiphany. And he goes, you can call it God, you can call it, and he was very animated when he was talking about it. But I sort of opened up the door to the possibility that we're all sort of connected, that there's a connectivity in the world.
Mhm.
And his eyes just like he lit up. And I've been feeling that a lot more
Mhm.
lately in my sort of path, my journey, is as ridiculous as that sounds, that I think on some level we all are very much connected. And I don't want to open up the door to alien conversations right now, but it might have a little bit to do with that as well. And I think your sort of your connectivity part, your asterisks on your second part there is a big part of that, Andrew, right? I think on some level we all are very much connected,
Mm.
right?
Totally.
Soul family.
And it's when we're most disconnected from ourselves that it's hardest to connect to other people.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like every time I've been in charge of my life and been feeling good about what I'm putting down personally, then in social settings I'm really fun to be around. But if I'm not aligned in that way, I'll like be aloof and distant, and like it just shows me that, right, we're all just seeing a reflection of what's going on inside of us.
Mm.
Yeah, totally.
I like that. I like that a lot. I think we did good work here today.
I'm really proud of us.
I think
That
we
was
did good.
it loosened up. Like the first 10 hardest 10 minutes of my life. I will never listen to my explanation of who I am because that's not who I am.
Oh, should we tell people to skip the first 10 minutes?
Yeah, skip the
No.
first 10.
No, it's
I'm
very
Andrew.
real.
Yeah, we
Very
are
real.
super real.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
For
And
sure.
you know, and I wanted you guys to be comfortable, so I made sure that we recorded this time. So this was done earlier in the day on Monday, August 19th, and we'll release it after that. But down the road, I would like to have a conversation with you guys about the possibility of doing this live. Where we have engagement, and we have people that are, you know, commenting as we're going. I get a real rush from that.
I'd love that.
I know,
love
just thinking about it, I'm like sweating.
I just need 20 awkward minutes then.
Yeah.
Is that fine? Okay, I'll be good at 21st minute.
Dude, I live in awkward, so I'll swim around in those pools with you, no problem. Yeah, no, you guys are awesome. I'm so glad I got a chance to meet you. I got to thank Lisa, for helping us out with this. She let us bombard about 1,000 people that have been to the Kootenai Yoga School in the past. Some of you may have maybe watching it right now. And yes, we'll try not to send you too many annoying emails, but this is going to be a regular thing moving forward, and it might even end up being a live thing down the road as well. But you guys are awesome. We do need to work on the haunted trailer. Sarah?
I will be out of here today, so this is the last day of the haunted trailer. You guys got lucky.
Okay, all right. And EJ, you were awesome.
You guys are awesome.
You were
EJ, you're a star.
Yes,
You're
yes.
really
I wish
perfect.
you could come to Saskatoon with us for the Gathering of Hearts.
Gotta figure out a way, man.
Yeah.
Whoa, Sarah, you just had words come out.
Whoa.
What is this?
She's got an Apple computer.
Oh, what?
I don't know.
Len.
This like literally and figuratively is you. Just that is so you.
Yeah, please don't change, Sarah.
Oh my lord.
That's so perfect.
And Andrew, where do people find your music?
Yeah.
I go by Angel Card on all streaming platforms, and September 1st we'll be playing around 5:30 or 6 sunset time in Saskatoon. So if you guys are near, come through. We got music coming out these next couple weeks, so stay tuned for that. And yeah.
You know what I will do too? I'll put a link to the Gathering of the Hearts in the description of this. So if you're interested in looking into that, it was September 1st, right? Is the date?
September 1st, yeah.
And Sarah, you are coming to that, right?
I'll be there, yeah.
Legit. FaceTime me.
We will.
We'll FaceTime.
I
we're
still have a
drunk.
little bit of hope you're gonna show up, EJ. Like,
You know,
you're not
with
gonna
the way
tell
things are
anybody.
working, if I don't have to fly through Seattle, I'm there.
I can pick you up anywhere.
Totally.
We're
Come
real
get
close
you.
by.
It's pretty close to Colorado, isn't it?
Yeah, we're only 10 hours away.
Oh, yeah.
Sarah does
Hop
that
in
in
the
her
Toyota.
sleep. That's
We
a
get
morning
7.
drive for Sarah.
That's like a regular drive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing.
All right, guys, listen, I appreciate this. I think this is a good first start for the Wolfpack podcast.
Woo!
On that
Love
note,
you guys.
Love you guys.
all right, take care, guys.
Bye bye.
Life is beautiful. Ay. Life is beautiful. What? And life is beautiful. Life is beautiful.
It's the motherfucker.
Life is beautiful. Yeah. Life is. Life is beautiful. The moon is full. I got great friends. Wolfpack funeral. To the bad vibes. Yeah. Fuck the bad times. Yeah. Higher consciousness. I see it through my third eye. I found people who got visions of a dream like mine. A place where standing ain't enough and they convince you to fly. I'm rocking with my friends to the drum. Living out my life while I'm young. The Wolfpack, baby, well, it's only just begun. Howling at the moon, we found abundance in the sun. Wolfpack, 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 Wolfpack. Life is beautiful, ay. Life is beautiful, what? And life is beautiful. Life is beautiful. Life is beautiful. Yeah, life is. The pack runs deep, deep. I got nothing left to compete. We are all love, not seek. I see. It's best to let it go and let it be. We are all. We are all whatever that we want. Okay. I see you and me. I see no more front. Nah. I see what you are. You see who I am. Yes. Wolfpack, baby, goddamn. And we're questioning our consciousness. Life is here to ponder it. If negative emotions do arise, then you can conquer it. A UFO flew by in the sky, and I'm wondering if ever they did land at my place, could we all be friends? And I got hella love for a friend that holds me down. I do. The Wolfpack here right now, singing I could be me, I could be free, and you could be you. Shit, that's all I need. Like, and the moonlight shines down on my face. All my worries been replaced by hopes and dreams. I hope you say you will. Let the moon shine on my face. All my worries have been replaced by dreams and ambitions. I hope you listen when the moon is full. It'll grant your wishes. Hey.
It's the motherfucker.
Hey.
Wolfpack.
Life is beautiful. Yeah. Life is.
It's the motherfucker. Wolf.